Hello, hello guys. This is Time to Collision. Today we have a special event. Today we are going to cast finals of Greenhorn Cup. Cup, which is very important for newer players. It's a trampoline to the better tournaments, to SD League. A lot of players are playing already in the SD League, but this is good playing ground. And today we have very special players, Farid, Rommel and Willagar. They will fight for the trophy of Greenhorn Cup. Today I will be casting with Mr. David G, the very same organizer of Steel Division Bootcamp Discord. Before we cast, I need to tell a bit what is the Greenhorn Cup. I know it's a final, but it's still worth to shout out to Rooster, who is in the chat, to Mr. Lolly, Mr. Green HD, Mr. David G, which will cast with me, and other people like that who make all of it happen, who created space for newer players to come, to hang out, to ask questions, get the answers, get better, and stay with us playing the game. So that's awesome. Let me go to my co-caster room and ask if he is ready. Hello, David. This is David speaking. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, so guys, this is series best of three. Farid Rommel versus Willagar. We'll see three matches. At least we can expect that to happen. Both Farid and Willagar in previous matches showed that they are worthy of going to the finals, and now we'll see who is better on the battlefield. So let's take a look and start from the decks. Game number one, it's Farid, 7th Panzer Grenadier SS versus 16th Panzer Maverick from Willagar. So let's start from Farid. David G. How should I say David? Maybe I should say David.
Up to you, really.
What do you say about the deck of Farid?
I would say it's a bit like your previous casts with so many units in C. Definitely showing a balanced income or balanced gameplay, or a Vanguard income, wanting to suit the long game rather than the short game.
Yeah, I think that Farid is example of master, at least what we could see of Vanguard or Balguard playstyle. So it means that you pick Vanguard playstyle deployment type, but your deck is purely going into long C-phase cards like Stuk C-phase card and Pioneer Panzer Grenadier and Panzer Grenadier C-phase card. This is total like 70 infantry in phase C. All right, with some technical issues. David, can you say something right now?
I can try, but not sure if it's going to fix it though.
Okay, I have you on 200%. I cannot have him higher. So continuing what we have from Farid, we know that he will face 16th Panzer. 16th Panzer is known from two things: amazing airtop and King Tigers. Of course, King Tigers are not that important in 1v1 most of the time, but Pocket Wolves for sure will do the damage. So looking at the airtop from the Farid Rommel, that's a weird choice because I'm not sure if the SDKFZ 7-1 is better in stopping Pocket Wolves than 4 Flak 41 dual purpose gun. What do you think, David?
I found the SDK the 7/1s, or what I like to call them years delete is because they delete everything I find, or at least they used to. Are good for like the small planes like the 190s, 109s, Spitfires if you have them. Or the big ones, 88s, are better for bombers or trained planes coming in at the same time.
Alright, we also see that Farid decided to prepare himself for King Tiger and Tigers rolling the field. He picked the Pak 43 Krupp gun. This is one of, I think, maybe the only one or one of the units able to penetrate King Tiger from the front. It's still not easy task, but it's 230 millimeters of penetration. This gun, I think, has one of the best pen drop off of the gun in the game, so it means that it will challenge King Tigers in the field if needed. Also, Ju-87's G1, once king of 80 tank planes, currently nerfed with availability only 1 in A, only 2 in B, and I think they are a bit too slow. I think that if Willagar will dominate the skies with Pocket Wolf, and if he deploys any single A pieces, they won't even reach the target. Any more comments, David?
apart from the 3 planes in the air tab, not too much got going wrong. That show is relying on AA to deal with the aircraft Willagar may bring in. Does he use the Ju-88S1 with the cluster bombs? Not a big fan of them because they seem to do much for me personally.
Alright, so let's take a look at the Willagar deck. We know that he's fan of heavy tank division, that he usually struggles when he doesn't have tank advantage. This game he clearly have tank advantage. We'll see how he uses that. And the game is so many games from Farid. No doubt that he went to the final. So Willagar. Panzer Force in C phase. Panzer 4, the only card in C phase, double vetted. Most players double vet, currently medium tanks. On 1 vet Stuks, 2 vet is usually overkill. I've seen people double vetting Stuk, but most of the time they stay on 1. So he follows the meta in that department. He didn't upvet his A phase MG, but he did for the B phase MG. In terms of AA, it looks like heavy investment into SDKFZ, so he wants this flag wheeling on the track to kill potential enemies. We have seen that Farid doesn't have that extensive air top, other than AT planes of course, but what I can see and what I can say about 16th Panzer for Willagar, he doesn't take these amazing planes, this amazing Fokker Wolf he has. David, your comments?
One thing I'm noticing just now is he's bringing the Fel Gentlemanry in A in the 251-10. Not sure if that's a chosen for the transport, or we're going to use the Fel Gentlemanry what they're meant for, with no troops which are Spartans. That's the point of them in this deck at least.
Yeah, I think people using Feld Gendarmerie as 10-point squad holding the front line is basically a decoy. They won't stop almost anything, but they will still hold the front line, making the Fokker Wolves and tanks doing the heavy lifting. We don't see that many Fokker Wolves. I'm curious why, because maybe he's scared of 88 millimeters of the 17th SS, but not using. One of the reasons this deck is one of the best is clearly, I think, oversight from Willagar. Even single card of Fokker Wolf would do much more job than this Rommel in the artillery tab. But I want to see how it's going to end. Any final comments, David, or we are going straight to replay?
I think that would be apart from he's brought in like I think it's like 6 leaders, which I'm fine with, but then there's no commander either. So isn't going to be getting use of the radio trait on the Hummel that much, at least. Or bet it's.
Alright, we have a small technical issue because people cannot hear you. But is that you cannot hear him because he's so quiet, or is that you cannot... You hear him? Because I have David on 200 volume and it's already a bit loud for me, but I will make it even better for you guys. Let me suffer. I will suffer for you. I will sacrifice myself. Okay. My ears bleeding. David?
Yes,
David.
I'm kind of looking at why my mic's so quiet to them.
Alright, I hope it will be a bit better. I cannot go further because my eyes will bleed after hours of casting. So we will jump straight into the first game. This is serious best of 3, guys. So a lot of games to happen. We've seen that Willagar, from what he showed so far in this tournament, he's lover of heavy tanks. He's lover of having this advantage in armor. He likes to block line of sights and block open fields, denying opportunity for enemy to move around. But from what we see in Farid Roman, he's playing this Vanguard playstyle, having Vanguard deployment, but very, very deep decks. This deck he just presented has 70 infantry in phase C. I can say that he will more than outlast 16th Panzer. We'll see if this game goes so long into the time. And we are going into the replay. I will speed up to deployment. On the right, we have Willagar as 16th Panzer Maverick. On the left, as the red, we have Farid Rommel as Vanguard 17th SS. Looking just by the matchup and the map, David, who do you think is a favorite for you?
For me, it'd have to be the 17th, just because of the good enough infantry for the towns and the two forests in the north and south. And with House Ashley, I find you want to push one side hard. That gives you enough choice to go into the town from either side.
Yeah.
Most people I do see, they'll try and focus too much on the centre town and lose the flanks quite easily.
By the way, deployment ends at 8 minutes 13 seconds, so let's meet there and sync up. Let me know when you're there. I will talk a bit about the matchup, deck, and the map. So 17SS has SS Legionary 20-point squad. They are not beefy in terms of having a lot of men and taking a lot of fire and still standing. No, but they have Molotovs, so they are able to go toe-to-toe with other infantry in the deep forest fight, especially against non-CQC dedicated squad. They'll just melt them, surrender them. And SS Legionary, as all fanatical troops, they don't surrender. So if you want to get rid of them in the forest, you need to kill them. There is no other option. They also have bazooka. Panzerfaust. It's not 250 version, it's only 120 version, but you know, it's still a hindrance. If you send any tanks unsupported to the forest, they can deal more than enough damage and give you a hard time there. Looking at the deployment, it looks like only infantry and one Panzerschreck and one Pak 40 from the Farid Rommel. Farid Rommel deploying in a standard position, overlooking the roads going to the town. Only one stays unprotected there. And usually, if you don't dislodge this pack or smoke this pack early, it can give you a lot of hindrance, especially against enemy medium armor or light armor. On the same time, Willagar, only 4 infantry squads going to the town, 2 recon vehicles and 1 Panzerführer, and the north. He's going at least for the probing attack, because we see 2 pioneers, machine gun for defensive position, a Panzerschreck deployed just below the ridge to hide. Aufklarer in SPW. Okay, Aufklarer is going to the open position, and a Tiger. Tiger on the flank. David, what do you say about Tiger on the northern flank for Willagar?
Also, it's a bit of a weird choice because it's not big lines of sight. He's only got gets to where it's moved to. You can only see, I think it's like a small line height into the town, and that's about it. That gives, I believe it is Farid enough time to sneak an infantry squad up through the northern forests and get side shots with Panzerfaust or AT grenades.
Yeah, I think that Tiger is not that good contender versus even Stuks in the close combat, and we know that 17SS has a Stuk force because Panzer Tiger E has only 5 rounds per minute, where Stuks have 7 rounds per minute, and Stuk has enough penetration to kill King Tiger in CQC combat. So Tiger is very, very, in my opinion, weird choice for this flank. But we seen Willagar deck. He doesn't have any turret tank, medium tank for the phase A, because he decided to bring his Panzer Force double vetted in phase C. David, are you on 8 minutes 13 seconds or not yet?
8 minutes 30, come out 8 minutes 7 currently.
Alright, you can just speed it up and stop when it happens. So, looking where the guys is going, I think that Farid Rommel is using standard opening, because this flag is much quicker to get for the red side than it is for the blue side. Some weird deployment from Willagar. This is very risky, like any recon vehicle, any IT gun, and even machine gun will stop and melt this infantry into the open. The northern push, I'm curious how it will go, especially with Tiger there. Tiger can die to anything, like there is almost no good spot here for the Tiger. Maybe if you manage to park him here, but still on 1500 meters, 2 Stuks will deal with Tiger pretty quickly.
I'm at 8:14.
Okay, so let's start in 3, 2, 1. The game number 1 between the Willagar and Farid Rommel. I see no traction from Farid Rommel. I'm not sure if this is oversight. Maybe he's not used to playing 17SS. We know that 17SS has this amazing Formula 1 card, how people like to refer to them. 150 kilometers per hour. It's 25 kilometers more than a BMW. Even BMW is not bad transport itself, it's still slower than a traction. David, how the initial deployment looks to you?
I'll give you a bit weak on the centre for 16 because once you lose this town, it's not GG, but it's very hard to take back. Especially with 16, though off maps, it's going to be much harder to take back with infantry RT and B. We do see a huge engagement up north, which is going to be a bit of a...
Yeah, at this position, I think that Farid Rommel has upper hand, but maybe the Willagar Tiger in the back will make a dent in the lines of Farid Rommel, especially that Pack 40 falls a victim of MG42, a bit opportunistic deployment from the Farid Rommel. So all of it, I think it's going to die pretty soon because this flame troop is already suppressing the pioneers. Pioneers surrendering, dying. Only Tiger holding the flank for this moment with MG alone. In the town, in the meantime, Farid Rommel placing his MG42 in very good position, but there is nothing to deal with light armor and half tracks other than this one single Panzerschreck. So I expect at least 2 or 3 infantry to die for free for Farid Rommel. But this is 15-9. 15-9. Would you expect this to happen just by initial deployment, David?
I'll say yes because of the bad point in the centre from a villager. With the huge numbers coming in from Farid, he's now bringing in 2 more Stugs.
2 more Stugs and Stuka AT plane. I'm curious what he is going to hunt for. There is no much danger for him other than this Tiger in the north and the half tracks in the middle. Half tracks, killing half tracks with Ju-87 is a bit of overkill or last resort move if you really need it. But we know that Farid Rommel has SPWs, that he has Stuks, he has a lot of AT guns. Maybe this is a bit panic move, but so far he's not punished at all. There is no fighter. We know that 16th Panzer has one of the best fighters and fighter bombers in the game. On the other hand, when you are losing 15-9, calling a fighter maybe an overkill.
There's a Pack 40 on the road in a town looking down. That should do any reinforcements coming in from Willagar.
Yeah, he already killed at least 1 half track and 2 transports, so Pack 40 from Farid Rommel made a job. I really like the defensive deployment in the bottom. I really don't like how Willagar is maneuvering his troops. I'm not sure if he is not familiar with this map or he's not playing this map for the first time. And you can see what the road your transport is taking. So you lost already 2 transports and 2 units in the open, sending 1 more Panzer Grenadier just to die from Pack 40s and MG44 is a waste. Maybe he's microing in other part of the town and maybe he's in heated battles. But I think that these small losses and losing a lot of infantry across the map in transport is going to cripple him in phase A at least.
Do you see some more infantry coming in from Farid, that's reinforcing the town in terms of Volksdeutsch? I believe they have Panzerfaust, don't they?
They have a Panzerfaust. They have, I'm not sure if 20 or 25 point squad, but they are disheartened, cheap, cost-effective unit. And in the north we have exchange of fire between Tiger and Stug. We see that Farid Rommel notices the engagement, so he decided to withdraw a bit further to the line and ambush Tiger in more favorable position. Oh no, the line of sight is joking on Farid Rommel, but Tiger is missing, and with this rate of fire I think that Farid Rommel Stug is more than safe.
So there is a Aufklar hidden in that force somewhere, which Farid is not actually looking for. So Farrid is showing that there's going to be no pushing up north, at least for now.
When you take a look about what's happening in the town, I think that those are superior forces from Farid Rommel, and yes, Volksdeutsche are for 20 points. More infantry dying in the transports for Willagar. This is disaster, guys. I count, this is 5 minutes in the clock, and I counted at least 7 infantry dying in the transport. It's probably half of what Willagar is in the deck in phase A. That's looking very, very rough, guys.
You finally say Offman coming in from a Farid, but I'm not sure if that's going to be too useful.
When you take a look that Willagar doesn't have that much in the town, it may be not useful, but first we are looking from Eagle View and we see how much Farid Rommel and Willagar have. They don't. So Farid Rommel, if he sees that there is no much opposition in the north, almost no opposition in the southern forest, he also killed 3 transports there. He sees how the front line is behaving, so he'll just drop the off map where front line is still stable and dot the infantry what he's doing right now.
My biggest concern of the off map is it's so close to the front line. It may actually get some of those units down with it, like the Flammenwerfers or even the Volksdeutsch, depending on where you put it down.
Willagar going for kind of last resort push in the north with his Panzer Grenadier. He thought that there will be only token forces from Farid Rommel, but that's not really going to happen as soon as this Volksdeutsche spot. But will they spot this Panzer Grenadier in time? Stug alone is blind. Oh my god, no. Tell me it's... Oh, okay, okay. Luckily for Farid Rommel, his Volksdeutsche spotting Panzer Grenadier. And in the open, I'm not really sure if Panzer Grenadier will win, even though with superior number in squads and superior weaponry. So far it's going toe to toe. I think that actually Volksdeutsche are going to lose this engagement, both to suppression and both to the armament they have.
Down south there is a legionary engaging the Panzergrenz and the half track. That's managed to get a flag back from Willagar. The second legionary coming up from just below.
But it's still 16-8, maybe 15-9 with this flag going into blue favor. We didn't see much plays from Willagar, so he wasn't able to build up the superior force. He lost a lot of infantry. Tell me it's not... Oh, okay, this one at least survives. And continuous pressure for Farid Rommel. He doesn't allow Willagar to build up. I'm curious what his next move will be, because I will be honest, David, with you. If he loses this town, I think there is no coming back for Willagar to the game.
I'd have to agree that now with how bad the north's gone for Willagar and how bad it's going in the south. He has 2 Panzergrenz doing currently not much. But the focus is definitely on the town currently.
What I don't like from Farid is that he drops this off-map opportunistically with amount of smoke trails and amount of units he killed either in transports or on the field. He should know that there is not that much left around. He isn't moving all of his infantry units at once. Like, imagine if all of these forces decided to probe and move around. This would be much even harder to plug the holes for Willagar, but 16-8 and possibly 17-7 triple tick. Not triple tick yet, but triple tick probably soon for Farid Rommel. Oof. I don't want to be in skin of Willagar right now. I would be so sweaty. This is the final. The stakes are high. Both players want to win, of course. Reinforcement coming from Farid Rommel to the north. And you see, Tiger is forced to move back, not only because of Stug overlooking, but also because of the Volksdeutsche Panzerfaust around. They actually fired, so Tiger is at least minus 10 health. It means that any penetration from Stug or one more penetration from Panzerfaust and this Tiger is going down, and there won't be anything to stop this front line in the north from collapsing.
You see another from Farid. I think that's the last one used. Purely on the circle and half track.
Well, I think that he is dropping them blindly just to get more ground, just to buy himself more time. We know that it's not needed. He doesn't necessarily know. He doesn't know that, although, because he's not probing, he's not really pushing. The only thing he spot is tanks in the open, and other things he spot are usually dead in seconds. The cluster plane is coming for the Stuk, but this is bad version of the cluster. 17SS cluster Ju-88 S1 is not the good version, so you can see that it doesn't even kill Stuk in one pass. But off map hitting the ground, and it may finish the Stuk, securing the flag for Farid Rommel, at least for next following minute.
You see a Pioneer coming into the town again. Doesn't load. Isn't going to do too much what currently it is, but it is moving up towards flag. Does get the 15-9. You still needs 3 flags to stabilize.
I think that Willagar mistake is that he's not punishing Farid Rommel for having almost no a single AT weaponry in the town. Okay, there is one pack on the road, but this pack didn't move since the beginning of this game, so you know exactly where it is. You don't know that there is a Panzerschreck, but to be honest, okay, he doesn't know that there is an AT, but he has no infantry to probe for him, to screen for him, so maybe he doesn't want to take the risk, but he needs to take the risk. And if we take what he's doing in the south is his transports, this is not the risk you want to take, because this Pioneer is going to be dead like free transport and infantry in the last 10 minutes. Nothing has changed. You didn't dislodge the MGs, you didn't dislodge the packs. I think that this is not a good match for Willagar. I think
Go on.
I just want to say that so far what we see, this is a pure chaotic playstyle from Willagar. But you know, everyone can have a bad day. I lost 2-0 yesterday. Alright, you wanted to say something, David.
Yeah, Farid put in one of those cluster bombers. Did manage to kill out the Tiger in the north, but it does go down to the 2 190s that Villager brought in.
I'm curious because we didn't see any fighter bomber pocket walls from Willagar so far. I know that you cannot really afford them when you are losing the front line, but there should be at least some attempt to take key units, to take the ground. There was none so far. This is his last chance in this game to come back, in my opinion, because this is the only phase he has income advantage. Trades were horribly for him. He may even lose these planes if he doesn't withdraw them, evac them in time to this single flank 36, not vetted at all. Willagar, you need to focus in to gather your ranks, get the free flanks for yourself from your opponent, choose the position you want to attack, but I think there is too much infantry. There is nothing which can chew around all of this. There is one half-track bullying infantry in the back, but I think it's a bit too late, and it will be a victim of pack 40 in a second.
Still not too much going down. A few skirmishes in the centre still, but that's expected from this map. There is a flag to be taken back in the south. With only 2 volts each holds in with a legionary that was us moving up.
Yeah, I think that we have 15-9 with this one single flag here. It will be 14-10, giving needed minutes for Willagar, because it will end in 4 minutes in current stage, and he won't even use all of the income in phase B. This is going to be disaster if he will let Farid have more than 15-9 or more than 14-10 for the following minutes, because he is under 10 minutes on the tick, and 10 minutes on the tick is always dangerous. Even when you are going Vanguard versus Juggernaut in phase C, if you have less than 10 minutes, I've seen people recovering and killing from that, but not if he is sticking 59 still, and this is only 15 minutes on the clock. Wanted to say that Farid Rommel doesn't use all of his infantry in the north at once. He's not following the engagement, but he, as I wanted to say it, he does it, and you see Molotov throw by SS Legionary. They will not surrender even if Pioneer drop the satchel. So SS Legionary can actually win against Pioneer if Pioneer squad doesn't one-shot them. And Ju-87 is going blindly. No, it was attack on Stug, I think. And really nothing is happening. Another Ju-87 going down. So Willagar, small victories in the air. He managed to kill 3 planes from Farid Rommel, but it's 13-11. Reinforcements coming from Farid Rommel to the south. This flag is probably soon going into hands of Farid Rommel. It will be 15-9 again. Damn, David, that's tough.
You do see 2 legionaries in transports, or at least they were, but now have been moved up. Should take his flag back from the Pioneers. That's for the Molotov at the Pioneers, but I think the Pioneers got the grenade off, which we have. That's now 9 versus 3.
Yeah, Pioneers actually managed to throw the satchel. 1 vet Legionary. Almost all the squad dead. I think that this win actually go in favor of Legionary, but it doesn't really matter. It's 15-9 for Farid Rommel. I think this will be first win of the series in the final of Greenhorn Cup, going to Farid Rommel himself. Willagar not really putting enough pressure, losing too many infantry in the transports. I think that we know already the result of this game, but let Willagar put the fight. Maybe he has some amazing plan for Phase B. This is his moment to shine. This is his moment of glory. He has more income. He brought a lot of units to the town. Tigers, 2 Stugs, half tracks. There is only 2 Stugs from the Farid Rommel, but a lot of infantry defensive position, and there is nothing really which going to stop him. Sadly, these Stugs coming from Willagar, I think they won't make to the front line before the game is finished.
I'm not sure bringing the 2 Tigers into town is the best idea, because of the vault storage Farid has, then the Pack 40 along the road, and the Stug 4s.
Well, I'm pretty sure that he would love to play a bit more cautiously with them, but he cannot really allow to. He is sticking, he needs flanks desperately. I'm even curious that he's not more reckless with his pushes. Yeah, Legionary finishing the Pioneers in the forest, so there is no hope for Willagar to bring it to 14-10. Maybe the Stug in the south, yeah, the Stug in the south will buy him another minute, but is 1 minute enough to stop Willagar from losing this game? Not really. These Stugs won't even make to the front line, even with the additional minute. There is no flank to snatch in the mid. Maybe this one, if he managed to send 1 half track here and cut this Legionary, maybe move this Panzer Grenadier to the open, to take this flag, to have 12-12, at least have hope to make this game equal and lose the game in the prolonged fight.
We did see a SPW-22 kill a Stug 4 in a town. It's been always been shot at by the Tiger Reef. I think it's now moved until the game ends.
Yeah, this is the win for Farid Rommel. Pretty solid game plan from the Farid Rommel this time. Not the deck was Vanguard, so he had Vanguard deployment type, but with 70 infantry squads in Phase C, unvetted. But he was able to finish Willagar in 19 minutes, and as you see in the kill feed, this is actually KD for Willagar, and he didn't even brought fighter bombers. He only used his fighters, strafers to deal the damage. I think that the kill list is a bit skewed because Willagar managed to kill 2 Ju-88 Stug clusters, 2 Stukas and 1 fighter, so 5 planes, but on the ground trades were much into favor of Farid Rommel. Not gonna lie, Willagar losing a lot of infantry in the transports. Like this pack here, killing SPW, transport with infantry, infantry, transport with infantry, transport with infantry, transport with infantry alone, and we see much more of that happening. So what's your opinion on the match, David?
I would say it's very intense, but it's very one-sided from start. It's bad deployments from Willagar, mismicrowing of units at times. Although from Farid's perspective, the off-map was blindly placed to get land. There was the J88S1s doing very little.
Yeah, if we could give any feedback to Farid is that he dropped the off-map blindly. He didn't follow up them immediately. He had a lot of infantry sitting idle, but it's a win for him nonetheless. I just want to double check that he has no tractions in his deck. 70s SS is known once again for the tractions. The Formula 1 car, 115 km/h speeds, if I remember correctly. It's just sad that he didn't use them. We could see some good. Okay, this is first game. Yeah, we see no tractions. I'm just going to double check. Yes, he has tractions. 115. It gives you 25 kilometers edge over the BMW, and in general also against the fastest enemy track, sometimes even more like 35, so you will be in position much faster than enemy, taking the key position in town, making your win even more decisive, and forcing basically enemy to unload in unfavorable for him positions. So this was the game number 1.